The martial art.
A place will do.
Lost its taste. So I add a little accent. Because all natural accent can bring the flavor back.
Accent brings out every food's own natural taste. And with no added fat or calories, Accent's perfect for today's way to eat.
Yeah, accent can improve just about everything. Ooh.
The difference between and is the accent.
Now, when news comes first, Tampa Bay's 10. Sue Zelenko, Pat Minarcin. This is 10 News at 5.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us.
It seemed for a time that she disappeared into thin air. For 21 days, nobody could find 14-year-old Kristy Degg. Tonight, the worst confirmed. Our first story this evening, a body found Sunday, has positively been identified now as Kristy's. Degg was last seen alive the night of May 7th. It's believed she disappeared wearing nothing but a blue nightgown. 5 days later, detectives named her mother's boyfriend as a possible suspect in the case. He remains behind bars. Then Sunday, the discovery of the body just miles from Kristy's home. 10 News reporter Isabel Mascareñas has been following this story for us, and she has the latest now from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Department. Isabel?
Pat, the beginning to the end for the Degg family started Sunday morning when a Sarasota couple stumbled across the girl's body. 3 days later, today, the medical examiner positively identified that body as that of Kristy Degg using dental records. Kristy's mom says she is suffering the biggest loss of her life.
I lost my best friend. I lost my daughter. And you can't ever replace a daughter.
Sandra Degg's search for her daughter ended last night when detectives brought her the anklet she gave Kristy as an early birthday present.
And that was proof enough for me.
Sunday morning, a couple looking for plants in a densely wooded area stumbled upon the body just 5 miles west of Kristy's home, the last place her family saw her alive.
I want to know who did it.
The only suspect so far, the mother's live-in boyfriend. Deputies arrested 27-year-old Richard Lee Walker for violating his probation several days after Kristy disappeared. A 1989 conviction for aggravated child abuse prohibited Walker from being left alone with kids under 16. Walker was in Kristy's home the night of May 7th, the night she disappeared. Walker's lawyers say their client denies any involvement in the teenager's disappearance.
He keeps asking for an attorney, and they don't seem to pay attention to that. We're going to make sure that they do.
Kristy vanished without a trace the night of May 7th. She left all her personal things behind. She left wearing only her light blue nightgown. A massive ground search 2 weeks ago turned up nothing. As each day passed, deputies and Kristy's mom feared the worst. The worst came true.
I'm hurt. I'm lost without her.
Now, no formal charges at all have been filed against Richard Lee Walker. We do know detectives did interrogate him over the weekend, even showed him pictures of Kristy's badly decomposed body, but his lawyers say he did not do it, and now they're trying to stop detectives from questioning Walker without the presence of an attorney. Pat?
Isabel, how much longer might it be, do you suppose, before there is enough evidence in this
Pat,
case?
I cannot hear your question.
How much longer, Isabel? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
How much longer might it be before there's enough evidence in this case to file charges?
Well, that could be a while, Pat. See, the situation is, until now, detectives did not have a crime scene. They just had a missing persons report. They're telling us this could end up being a forensics case. They'll have to wait for test results to return before they can identify the information and file any charges against anyone. Pat?
Isabel Mascareñas. Thank you, Isabel, very much. Before she disappeared, Kristy attended Booker Middle School. We're told now that counseling will be offered to her schoolmates there.
Opening statements began today in the Eddie Wayne Davis murder trial. Davis is accused of raping and killing his 11-year-old neighbor, Kimberly Ann Waters. The girl's body was found in a trash bin behind the Moose Lodge, about 4 blocks from her Polk County home. Prosecutors have a taped confession from Davis. It'll be played sometime during the trial.
The defense trying again today to undermine the DNA evidence in the Simpson murder trial in Los Angeles. Defense attorneys questioning the experience of police criminalist Colin Yamauchi, who conducted the first DNA testing in the case. In addition, the prosecution today accused the defense of trying again to introduce a statement that Simpson made to police, a statement the prosecution says is self-serving. There was no mention of another juror being dismissed. Several news reports had indicated that a 28-year-old Hispanic juror is now under investigation. The White House saying now that U.S. commando action in the crisis in Bosnia is not out of the question. The comment made by presidential spokesman Mike McCurry as 2,000 Marines are headed for the Adriatic. A French aircraft carrier is moving closer to Bosnia as well, and the first of 6,200 British peacekeeping troops have arrived in the Balkans. The U.S. and its NATO allies have been meeting in the Netherlands to talk about Bosnia. The Serbs, of course, are holding hundreds of UN peacekeepers hostage and are using some as human shields. Now, a 10 News telepoll on U.S. involvement in Bosnia.
Do you think American troops should intervene in this conflict? If you favor U.S. intervention, call 1-900-420-2110. If you'd rather see Americans stay out of it, call 1-900-420-2210. The phone lines will be open throughout the evening. Each call will cost 29 cents. We'll repeat the numbers for you at the end of this newscast. Tampa General Hospital is not for sale. That statement rang loud and clear at a legislative hearing on the future of TGH. State Senator John Grant called the hearing today. He supports selling the hospital to private interests. But as 10 News reporter Mike Deason explains now, the plans now are to keep the hospital a public institution.
TGH came under legislative scrutiny last fall when it appeared the hospital was on the verge of financial ruin. Some pushed for a sale to a private company.
All was not well in terms of finances. All was not well in terms of patient census. All was not well in terms of employee morale. And generally, we were very concerned.
But since the hospital has replaced its former president with Fred Carl, the board says the situation is vastly improved.
We have a very high level of comfort today. Since Fred Carl came in, since the board voted unanimously that this hospital is not for sale.
And while Tampa General is committed to being a public institution, that doesn't mean it can maintain the status quo. With the emergence of health maintenance organizations, Fred Carl says TGH has to get on board or it won't survive.
Unless we participate in a network or networks that can market to and contract with insured and uninsured groups, we will not be able to keep the doors open.
The network options include a working relationship, not a sale, with Columbia HCA, the group that wanted to buy TGH, a working relationship with the not-for-profit Care First network, or forming its own network. While the hospital hasn't decided which option to follow, Carl says the guiding factor is patients are more important than profits. As long as the hospital can stay financially healthy with that philosophy, it will fly. Otherwise, some surgical maneuvers will have to be taken to keep the hospital afloat. In Tampa, Mike Deason, 10 News.
In order to operate in the black, TGH is considering selling its unprofitable 114-bed psychiatric hospital. The board will also ask voters for more funds through a referendum.
Well, it was back to work today, back again now to the rush hour grind.
Yes, it is. Chris Curley keeping an eye on traffic for us again. Hi, Chris.
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, Pat and Sue. Hope you had a great holiday. Keep an eye out for a serious injury crash up near Clearwater there, Missouri Avenue, southbound at Bel Air. The medical helicopter came in. It's already gone, but still a lot of activity around that overturned vehicle crash there in Missouri. Your best bet is to avoid Missouri and Bel Air on that drive home. Earlier, Tampa crash causing some headaches still. Kennedy and Ashley, slow and go there. The Bay Bridges and Skyway looking good. With an eye on traffic, Chris Curley, 10 News. Sue, Pat?
All right, thanks, Chris. And some big gray clouds building out there this hour. Did you see them?
Yes, I did. And my guess is they mean rain. We're about to find out from Dick Fletcher. Here he is with his first forecast. Dick?
Pat, there are a couple of showers right now. One of them is just about on top of Balm in Hillsborough County, another one in central Manatee, and another along the Withlacoochee River, Citrus, and extreme northern Hernando County. This is all east of I-75. This has popped up on the west coast sea breeze. Later tonight, when the east coast sea breeze comes back over here, we've got a chance at more showers. I'll explain in a full forecast in just a little bit. Pat, Sue?
Thank you, Dick. Well, you could see something new soon on the sidewalks of one Bay Area city.
Adding a European flair to make the business climate a little sweeter. A story for you coming up in a live report at 5:11. At 5:20, gunshots at the home of one of the world's most famous women.
And new car seats that could ease a travel headache for you and your family. That story at 5:23.
You're watching 10 News at 5, when news comes first. Disaster hits Oklahoma City, and Tampa Bay is quick to send its love and generosity. We told you blood was needed, and you were there. And when Channel 10 launched Ribbons for Relief, You helped us raise $16,500 in 5 days for the bombing victims.
On behalf of the people of Oklahoma City, to the people of Tampa Bay, thank you for reaching here into the heartland and caring for us.
To our sponsors and the people of Tampa Bay, Channel 10 thanks you for making Ribbons for Relief such a big success.
Ever since it was first introduced, Ford Taurus has made a really big splash. Still does. After all, Taurus has been America's best-selling car 3 years in a row. Maybe it's because of this great deal. Maybe it's because you get so much car. It's loaded with dual airbags, V6 power air conditioning, and more. And then again, maybe it's because of that great paint job. Make a splash of your own. See your local Southern Ford dealer today.
Lose all the weight you want and learn to keep it off. For fast, proven results, call National Quick Weight Loss.
I should have tried it years ago. Everyone's amazed at how easily I lost 31 pounds. From what I learned on this program, I know I'll never gain the weight back.
No more headaches or high blood pressure medication. After losing 107 pounds, living is fun again.
Grand opening, Carrollwood. Get 75% off at National Quick Weight Loss. For fast, proven results, call 1-800-526-SLIM.
Of course I killed them. I thought about hiring somebody to kill them for me, but those guys can be really expensive. Believe me, it's easier than you think. I just aimed, shot, and killed those little creeps myself.
Black Flag kills roaches on contact with its exterminator-proven ingredient.
They all deserve to die.
Fast killing Black Flag.
You can see the new city complex in Clearwater taking shape now along Myrtle Street. Construction not quite halfway along. The building is going to serve as police headquarters and a city hall annex. The new complex should be completed by 1996.
Well, Clearwater is also trying to add a touch of Europe to its streets and its sidewalks. The city may pass an ordinance allowing more sidewalk cafes and street vendors. Clearwater, North Pinellas reporter Elaine Lucadano is live tonight in Clearwater Beach. And Elaine, what's the idea behind this?
Well, Sue, the hope is to boost business around here by adding more flair to Clearwater, by letting more people enjoy the scenery. Here I sit at the Seabreeze Grill enjoying my iced tea, waiting on the sunset. Yet, believe it or not, this is one of the only places around where the seats meet the streets. Bob and Jerry are having sandwiches under the sun. Here on vacation from upstate New York, dining out takes on new meaning.
Oh, it's much more relaxing. It makes you feel like you're away from home. It's a completely different environment.
Actually, I'm surprised there's not more, because it's such a great idea. You've got wonderful weather and, as I said, a good view, good food. It's perfect.
Eating outside and having some things going on outside that will make it much better, I believe.
Muhammad would love to take his downtown pizza place outside. He says too many city rules and restrictions keep him from serving up his culinary art on the sidewalk. A new city law could change all that.
Allowing them to basically expand their seating capacity by 25% without having to provide any additional parking.
The proposed ordinance requires fenced-off seating at least 5 feet from the street, allowing enough room for pedestrians. It includes restaurants and shopping centers. If you like lunching in the park, food vendors may also be added to the city's menu. Yes, you may soon see hot dog and pretzel push carts in area parks and along Clearwater's downtown.
And that will bring more business to downtown, make downtown looks more alive than it is now.
People draw people. I'm sure if I had more tables out here, I could see more people.
Jerry says for now, he's got the best seat in town.
Best sunsets right here in this spot.
You know, I'd have to agree with that. By the way, the city's discussed their new ordinance just this afternoon. They like everything they see, though they're very concerned. They want to restrict keeping the tables and the seats off the public parts of the sidewalk and restricting them to the private parts of the sidewalk. Other than that, it looks like they're going to pass this Thursday at their city commission meeting at 6 o'clock. They will have a public hearing before they make that decision. Pat, Sue.
Elaine, enjoy the sunset.
We are.
Elaine Lucadano live in Clearwater Beach. By the way, Clearwater has studied 12 other towns that also have similar sidewalk cafe ordinances. In those cases, all cities have seen an increase in business and more pedestrians on the sidewalks.
Elaine is right. This was another iced tea day.
Yes, it was.
It's likely to have an umbrella in some locations this evening. We have some thunder showers but nothing like what's over on the other side of the Gulf of Mexico. We'll take you to Corpus Christi when we come back.
The grand opening sale continues. Jim Quinlan Nissan in Clearwater, thousands in savings at Jim Quinlan Nissan's grand opening sale. 95 Ultimas, $4,000 off or $235 a month. 0 down, $235 a month. Automatic Air and More, $235. 95 Maximas, $4,000 off or $329 a month. 0 down, $329 a month. Air, Automatic and More, $329. Grand opening sale, Jim Quinlan Nissan, just south of East Bay, Highway 19 Clearwater. We're going to make you happy.
Some mowers come with a 2-year warranty, but there's a string attached. They only cover manufacturer's defects. Another's warranted for 7 years, but there's a string attached. The engine's only covered for 3. But with the new Toro Super Recycler mower, if anything goes wrong within 5 years of normal use, Toro will fix it free. Our string, it's attached to a starting guarantee. Toro, when you want it done right.
You're watching 10 News with the resources of Tampa Bay's award-winning news team, the experience of CBS News, CNN, and the Florida News Network.
Chevron, simply smarter.
Now, Dick Fletcher's first forecast, approved by the American Meteorological Society.
Oh, we had more clouds today than we've seen over the last couple of days, as photographer Bert Marino shows us the skyline of downtown Tampa from Harbor Island. And we're likely to see a few showers fall out of those clouds. It is hot. 93 in Lakeland at 5 o'clock. Brooksville is 87, 88 for Newport Richey. Tampa International is 89, the same for Albert Wooded in downtown St. Petersburg, and at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, it is 87 degrees. The west coast sea breeze is pushed inland. You can see the showers along the Withlacoochee River in Citrus, Hernando, and Pasco County, and in Hillsborough southward into Manatee County. These are all just inland from I-75. They aren't going to move much, which means they could make some locally heavy rain in one spot before they eventually die out. Now, super radar over the entire state shows that that line extends northward to southwest of Ocala and then north toward Gainesville. There are also a couple of showers in the vicinity of Lake Okeechobee. Different Earthwatch view will show us what's going on. While we've had these showers pop up on the sea breeze front, the towering clouds producing the biggest thunderstorms are well to the north of the Bay Area along a front that is not going to make it into our region. It is 93 degrees right now in Savannah, 87 in West Palm Beach, 90 in Birmingham, 76 degrees in the Nashville area, and 79 degrees right now in Memphis. It is a thunderstorm condition taking place, rain-cooled air, 73 degrees in New Orleans. The western part of the Gulf of Mexico is where the severe weather is likely to be. South Texas from Brownsville northward through Corpus Christi are in a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock Central Time tonight, and you can see just over the western horizon, huge thunderstorms are headed their way. We'll see the sea breeze showers and thunder showers tonight. Possibility again tomorrow, maybe even a little better chance tomorrow, and the front's going to stay to our north. One thing, if you're looking for a chance for showers, as this trough trails across over the next several days, our chances increase. The marine forecast for the Bay Area calls for wind to be southeast at 10 knots. It will become westerly tomorrow in the afternoon. Seas at 2 feet, bay and inland waters will have a light chop. My forecast for lows includes 72 in Brooksville, 73 for Lakeland, 75 Sarasota, 74 Tampa, St. Petersburg. The 24-hour breakout, watch for evening showers, 74 overnight, about a 30% chance for afternoon showers tomorrow and a high of 92. The UV index is 10 on a scale that peaks at 15. For the period from 1 to 2 tomorrow, you can burn in 30 minutes or less. That category is very high. The extended forecast, we're looking good for a 30 to 40% chance for showers over the next several days. Things may be turning around here.
We could use a good soaking.
Yeah, we certainly could. And if we don't get it on one day, we've got chances for more. I'll show it all to you tonight on 10 News at 6.
All right, we'll see you then. Thanks, Dick.
Gunfire at the home in Los Angeles of pop singer Madonna. That leaves our first People report tonight. Madonna security guard shooting an intruder. Police say the intruder, 37-year-old Robert Hoskins, got in by scaling a fence. He was shot after struggling with one guard and is in fair condition now. Police say Madonna had reported that Hoskins was stalking and threatening her. He's been charged with attempted burglary. Madonna was out of town at the time.
Trying to get a kid into a car seat is a chore if you've ever tried it, but you know it's a necessity.
Up next, a new idea for child safety seats and how to convince your child to stay buckled up.
I'm telling you, I really don't want to eat here again. We're on a budget, and everything costs extra.
Well, I'm starved, so we got a problem. We've got what you want. Come on in. At Ponderosa, you always get your money's worth. We bundle every meal with our all-you-can-eat Grand Buffet and Sundae Bar.
Right now, try our half-pound top sirloin steak dinner bundled with our Grand Buffet and Sundae Bar for one low price.
Boy, you really get a bundle at Ponderosa.
You save a bundle, too.
Ponderosa, it's time you got your money's worth.
Look at what your local Southern Ford dealer has put together for you. Big savings on Ford Contour. You can lease the car that's wowing critics for only $199 a month. And Contour's loaded with air conditioning, AM/FM stereo cassette, dual airbags, and more. It's state-of-the-art comfort, convenience, and safety. All this for only $199 a month. But you better hurry. The Contours are flying out of here fast. See your local Southern Ford dealer now.
Mom finally lets my dog sleep with me now that the fleas are gone.
Now Jimmy's dog has the maximum strength flea collar from Scratch X. Maximum strength to last longer. Even two Hearts collars can't match Scratch X power, since just one Scratch X collar works more than twice as long. So Scratch X has the power to kill twice as many fleas. Even these two collars can't match the power of one maximum strength Scratch X. Scratch X, colorful collars for dogs and cats.
They call me the curator of clean, and it's a big job. Fortunately, cleaning tools have come a long way. Like my new Bissell Plus, it cleans right up to the edge. And the unique detachable vac helps me get the hard-to-reach stuff. How does dust get in there? It even self-adjusts to any surface. Bare floors, tile, shag. No vacuum beats my Bissell Plus. Life's messy. Clean it up.
Coming up on 10 News at 5:30, why the little things you do behind the wheel can add up to big trouble and what you can do about them. Join us for 10 News at 5:30. Pat and Sue.
Thank you, David. Efforts underway now, or a story now about efforts that are underway now to make child safety seats easier to use.
Yeah, a panel of experts suggests a new latching system that hooks the child's seat without using the car seat belts. If the government accepts the recommendation, the car makers could be required to add the latches to their cars. And as many adults know, that's only half the battle. How do you get a reluctant kid to buckle up and then stay buckled up?
10 News family psychologist Dr. Ruth Peters has some tips tonight that you may find helpful. Dr. Ruth?
Well, it's just something as small as getting a kid to buckle themselves up in a car seat can often be a battle of the wills. Now, let's take a look at some of the things you might be able to do as a parent. First, you've got to start good habits at the very beginning, like anything else. From day one, the child is not in the car without being in a safety seat. Now, allowing him to ride in the car without being properly buckled up, he'll just get used to the freedom and will fight being restrained later. Second, set a good example yourself. Make sure that you wear your seatbelt. Now, if kids see that you don't practice what you preach, it's going to be hard to convince them to buckle up. Now, as your child gets older, about 2.5, you may find that they can get out of the car seat you already have, and you might have to go buy another car seat. Now, try the seat at the store, talk to your friends, make sure that you get a model that your child can't escape from. You know, kids at that age are really little Houdinis. Now also look for seats that are easy to use. As you heard earlier, that could be the way of the future. Now finally, when your child is about 4.5, they graduate to what we call a toddler booster seat that buckles up with the regular seat belt. Now if the child unbuckles it while you're driving, stop the car when it's safe to do so, buckle them back up, and explain that there will be consequences when you get home, possibly a timeout. Be consistent so that your child knows that if he unbuckles, he'll be in trouble at home.
Sometimes as a parent, you forget to turn around to see, why are they screaming? They could be pinched or dropped a bottle, or the sun's coming through the window and you're baking them and you don't even know it.
You could even burn them with the buckle of the car seat. You have to be very careful with these things and always look back if you hear them screaming. 9 out of 10 times they're just fighting with each other. One of the things I told my kid, though, and this really worked, was I told him that the car didn't work unless their seats were buckled. And until they were about 6, they bought it. Something to think about.
I like it. Thanks,
Subterfuge. Well, we've got Al Keck with us now to bring us up to date.
That was just a story? I really thought. My goodness. By the way, they have me in a child restraint seat here. You know, they only unbuckle me throughout the day a couple times. Let's talk tennis here. Day 2 of the second major tennis tournament of the year, and already a major upset. The number 4 seed, Goran Ivanisevic, goes down in round 1. There are a couple of other surprises, but some other big names move on, including Mary Pierce. We'll have the latest at 6. Also at 6, the Steelers have traded their main man on offense. He's been a problem child in Pittsburgh. What will Barry Foster be like playing for an expansion team? The Storm, off and rolling. We'll have the day in sports coming up at 6 o'clock.
We'll get you buckled up again
please
soon.
do. Yeah.
Back in a moment.
The grand opening sale continues. Jim Quinlan Nissan in Clearwater, thousands in savings at Jim Quinlan Nissan's grand opening sale. 95 Sentras up to $2,500 off, or $169 a month. Only $169 a month for the all-new Nissan Sentra. 95 Nissan Hardbody, $89.95 or $199 a month. Equipped, $89.95 or $199 a month. Grand opening sale, Jim Quinlan Nissan, just south of East Bay, Highway 19 Clearwater. We're going to make you happy.
It's in there. There. Introducing new Vegetable Supreme from Prego Extra Chunky. More vegetables, lots more for the ultimate vegetable experience. That's Supreme. Only from Prego.
I always said I'd come back here, and minor arthritis pain wasn't going to hold me back. Not as long as I have my Ultra Strength Bengay. It has 3 pain relievers. They only have 1. It's the strongest Bengay ever for deep, penetrating warmth right where it hurts to help the pain go away. Because to me, retirement has nothing to do with doing nothing. Ultra Strength Bengay, nothing stronger.
American families have made their choice. Once again, they've chosen the Buick LeSabre as Family Circle Magazine's Family Car of the Year. For reasons like safety, dependability, performance, and style, American families chose LeSabre as Family Car of the Year over every other sedan, foreign or domestic. Buick LeSabre, the American family car.
It's about value, it's about time for room to go.
It's the new way to furnish, so easy to do.
We put a room together and deliver to you.
We make it so easy, or treat it so nice.
And rooms to go, and the very best price.
When it's time for you to decorate, there's one thing you should know.
It's about value, it's about time for rooms to go. Yeah! Rooms to go.
Which one of these laxatives is gentle on your system? Now, which one offers you 3 different strengths? And which one guarantees overnight relief? Easy choice. Today's X-Lax pills.
A reminder now about our telepoll question this evening. Should U.S. troops be involved in the crisis in Bosnia? If you say yes, call 1-900-420-2110. To vote no, call 1-900-420-2210. Each call costs 29 cents. We'll have final results for you tonight at 11. And finally at 5, it's a new world record.
Yeah, we first told you about J.J. Doc Richard last week, if you recall. Now, the Greyhound, also known as Super Dog, had just raced his way to his 36th straight win. Well, now he's beat out a field of 8 competitors to make it 37 in a row. That is a world record. Next on the quick K9 schedule, 10 days off before he attempts to make it 38 straight. That was an easy win. He's way out in front.
He was running a muddy track, too, on top of everything else. 10 News at 5:30, starting right now.
Here's the top stories tonight. A call to make kids' car seats a lot more user-friendly and safer. We'll show you what the complaints are and the improvements.
An overnight fire turns into a community rescue effort, including neighbors and even passing cab drivers.
Plus, driving distractions that can kill you. The high price of divided attention may shock you.
Will the sea breezes bring us any more showers? Find out in my forecast outside. 10 News at 5:30 starts now.
Now, when news comes first, Tampa Bay's 10. Marty Matthews, Dave Wagner. This is 10 News at 5:30.
Good evening and thanks for joining us.
Is something that is designed to save your children putting them in danger simply because it's too complicated? A panel in Washington says parents have too much trouble with children's car seats. Happening now, Reginald Roundtree looks at the problems and suggestions to fix them.
A new study has found that more than 25% of the child safety seats currently on the road are improperly installed. Parents we talked to say they've had trouble securing the large, sometimes bulky devices in place.
They're time-consuming. I mean, you've got to really pull that strap down and hold it really tight to get that metal piece in.
That's why a group of safety experts wants to enact new regulations to simplify installation of the child seats.
Currently, all child safety seats are required to use the car seatbelt system to lock it into place. But what's being recommended is that car manufacturers develop a latching system that will hold the child seat onto the car seat without using the seatbelt at all.
Safety experts say people must also read the directions carefully because the seat you buy may not be compatible with the car you're driving.
It probably is something that could be made much easier if there was some uniformity law.
Some car manufacturers are already making it easy. Chrysler has been making vans with child restraint seats built into the car seat since 1991.
It's a little bit simpler for the customer, not having to lug in and out a child seat.
If approved, the new latching system could be in place by 1998. In Pinellas County, I'm Reginald Roundtree, 10 News.
Ford Motor Company has announced plans to include the latching system in its future models. The cost to consumers should be no more than about $50.
Sometimes it takes an emergency to test the strength of a community, like a sudden fire in the night. Residents of a small St. Petersburg mobile home park say their community rescue effort passed the test. Flames damaged or destroyed much of their park overnight. New at 5:30, Greg Whalen tells of the community effort that saved lives.
This was the scene after midnight. One mobile home, a charred skeleton, residents waiting to see if their homes had survived. Passers-by saying they'd found a small community fighting off disaster with garden hoses.
There's nobody but water hoses and the people that live here.
Today, arson investigators were on the scene. Residents remembered their narrow escape.
Somebody came up and banged on my door and yelled fire. Mark ran out the door.
You know, I'm trying to save this trailer. This one's already engulfed. There's nothing I can do with it. I already know that.
Taxi drivers who had been stopped nearby say they saw the smoke and flames and tried to help.
One trailer was ablaze and the other two were starting to catch. The other guy started knocking on the trailer doors to get people to come outside, and I got on the radio, told them to call 911.
But residents say they performed the bulk of life-saving and firefighting while waiting for help to come.
Keep this one wet, try to protect it, try to protect this one, and make sure everybody's out of them and everybody's away from them. That's all you can do.
If it wasn't for Mark and the tenants out here pulling together with the two ladies in these two trailers, getting everybody out, I don't know what would have happened.
Arson investigators say they want to question the last occupant of this trailer, and they say it may be days before they know the cause of this fire. In St. Petersburg, Greg Whalen, 10 News.
Fortunately, the most heavily damaged home was vacant when the flames broke out. There is still no official estimate of damages.